Say what discussed.
மேம் வாய்ஸ் பிரேக் ஆகுது மேம்.
நெட்வொர்க் ப்ராப்ளம் வருதுப்பா. பிரேக் ஆகி வருது இங்க. அதுதான். I ask anyone to explain. Santosh Kumar raised the hand. Can you explain about acid-base concepts and types of acid-base titration?
Hello, ma'am. Voice break ஆகுது மேம்.
இப்பவும் பிரேக் ஆகுதுங்களா? Can anyone explain about acid-base titration, concepts, classification? Are you getting my voice?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Then explain.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, మొత్తం 4 types of classification.
Mm.
4 types of classification இருக்கு ma'am.
Mm.
Solid
Mm.
acid and solid base. Sorry, strong acid and strong base. Weak acid
Okay.
and strong base.
Mm.
Strong base in strong acid. In strong acid.
Okay. Okay, good. Anybody else say about the concept of acid and base? Theories of acid.
Hydrogen ion produced in water, that is acid, ma'am.
Hmm.
Hydroxide ions produced in water is called base.
Okay. It is the concept of which scientist?
Arrhenius.
Arrhenius. Okay. And next, what other two theories? Anybody else?
Theory.
Bronsted
And Lewis theory, ma'am. Base is a proton acceptor.
Okay. Hmm. What about Lewis theory?
Lewis theory, acid is the electron per acceptor, ma'am.
Hmm.
Base is the electron per donor, ma'am.
Except the non-bonding electrons is called Lewis acid.
Okay. Okay. Good. Hmm. And can anyone explain about the neutralization curve formed from strong acid and strong base? What is the shape of neutralization curve for strong acid and strong base?
Sigmoid shape.
Sigmoid shape.
Sigmoid curve.
Sigmoid.
Okay. 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 Now let's move on to the remaining part of discussion under acid-base titration. Thank you all. Roja, Rajkumar,
Voice break ஆகுது.
break ஆயிட்டே இருக்கா?
Voice break.
Voice breaking.
Ma'am, வீடியோவே பிரேக் ஆகுது.
ஓகே ஓகே. நம்ம வேற பிளேஸ் மாறிட்டு நான் உங்களுக்கு பேசுறேன். ஓகேவா? ஒரு 2
Okay,
minutes
ma'am.
வெயிட் பண்ணுங்க.
Okay, ma'am.
2 minutes வெயிட்.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Can you all see the presentation slide?
No, ma'am.
Now I'll share. Now I'll share. Now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Some more additional points also I have been added in acid-base titration. So we'll move with the same slide. Now voice is audible, no? Clear, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Right, ma'am.
Okay, pa. Then now listen to the class. So what we have discussed yesterday. Now I'll put a full screen. If anybody couldn't see the change of slides, kindly inform me. So in acid-base titration, we have discussed what are the concepts behind acid and base and what are the types of titration. What is titration and what are the different types of acid-base titration we have discussed yesterday. And that we'll see the overview of theories of acid and base. It is Arrhenius theory for acid and base, says about hydrogen and hydroxyl ion in water. And Bronsted-Lowry theory says about acid as proton donor and base as proton acceptor. And Lewis theory about non-bonding pair of electron acceptance and donate lone pair of electrons, non-bonding pair of electrons to the Lewis acid, that is called Lewis base, Lewis acid and base, electron acceptor and electron donors. And then about titration, that is nothing but to calculate the concentration of unknown from known titrant. Here we have discussed what is titrate or analyte, what is titrant, and how we will perform the titration. Then types of acid-base titration. This was not discussed yesterday. Types of acid-base titrations are aqueous and non-aqueous titrations. When you use water as solvent, it will come under aqueous acid-base titration. During acid-base titration, if we use non-aqueous solvents, means apart from water, if we use other solvents, then it will come under non-aqueous titration. So acid-base of two types, aqueous and non-aqueous. Aqueous represents what? What is aqueous titration?
Water solvent use.
Yeah, we'll be using water as solvent for dissolving your solute. Okay, your analyte or titrate, whatever you need to assay or analyze, that will be dissolved in water. So it is called aqueous titration. Non-aqueous means apart from water, if we use any solvent like other solvents, methanol, ethanol, whatever, apart from aqueous solvent, then it is called non-aqueous titration.
Slide தெரியல மேம்.
மேம் PPT வந்து இன்னும் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்லைட்ல தான் மேம்.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்லைட்ல தான் இருக்கா? அதுதான் கேட்டேன். ஸ்கிரீன் வைக்கிறேன் சொல்லுங்க.
மாறவே இல்ல.
இப்ப விசிபிளா? Whether it is visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what if I take full screen, you are not able to see the change of slides. Now you can see, no, theories of acid and base slide.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Arrhenius theory.
Yes, ma'am.
Arrhenius theory. Bronsted-Lowry theory.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, listen to the class. Then titrations. types of acid-base titration. What are the types of acid-base titration? Aqueous and non-aqueous titrations. Can you see the slide now? Acid-base titration types.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So what is aqueous titration here? Use of water as solvent. Where use of other solvents apart from water are called as non-aqueous acid-base titrations. When you will choose aqueous and when you will choose non-aqueous titrations? For strong acid and strong base titration, definitely you will be using water as solvent or aqueous soluble analytes. Water soluble analytes, if you are going to analyze, then it will come under aqueous acid base titration. If the analyte is soluble in non-aqueous solvents like acetic acid or some other solvents, then it will come under non-aqueous titrations. Mostly which form of drugs will be soluble in non-aqueous titration? Which type of compounds or drug substance will be soluble in non-aqueous solvents? Mostly weak acid, weak acids and weak bases will be dissolved in other apart from aqueous solvents, so that will be titrated by using non-aqueous form of titrations. Okay. So this is how aqueous and non-aqueous titrations will be varying, so that only it is divided into two categories. So what are the types of acid base? Aqueous and non-aqueous. Classification of acid base titration according to strong and weak acid usage. It will be divided into four categories: strong acid and strong base. Here I have included now examples, you can note it down. Strong acid and strong base, weak acid and strong base and strong acid, weak base and strong acid. Okay. Here weak acid and weak base will be, if it is not dissolved in water, then it will be titrated by using other solvents. So weak acid and strong base, weak base and strong acid, these two categories will lie under non-aqueous titration if the drug is not soluble in water. Where if analyte is soluble in water, then all the categories will come under aqueous acid base titration. Definitely strong acid, strong base category and strong base, strong acid category will come under aqueous acid base titration only. Where weak acid, strong base and weak base, strong acid may lie in aqueous or non-aqueous. It depends upon the solubility of weak acid or weak base. Understood, no? So based on solubility of the drug in aqueous and non-aqueous form, it is divided into aqueous acid base or non-aqueous acid base titration. What is the example for strong acid?
HCl.
Hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid. What is strong base?
Sodium
hydroxide. So when it is dissolved in water, it will produce hydroxyl ion. Where it is dissolved, strong acid is dissolved in water, it will produce H plus ion, proton. So it is called, it will follow Arrhenius theory. So according to Arrhenius theory, acid will produce proton in water, where base will produce hydroxide ion in water. Okay, where the acid is proton donor and base will be proton acceptor. It will accept the proton donated by the strong acid, and this OH will combine with the H to form H2O, water. So that it is called as proton acceptor. Base will be accepting proton according to Bronsted-Lowry theory. Where Lewis theory is not followed here. As I said already in the last class, Lewis theory is not followed here in acid-base titration. Where Arrhenius theory and Bronsted-Lowry theory are interrelated, and it is followed in aqueous acid-base titration, both aqueous and non-aqueous acid-base titration. Got it? Now let's move on to the curves what we have discussed yesterday. Only about strong acid and base we have discussed. Here is the strong acid is present, so that pH is low, where with the this represents the indication of what H plus ion concentration or acidic pH, and this is basic pH. It represents OH minus ions concentration. where this the equivalence point represents the end point. Here the reaction gets over, and here excess of OH minus ions are present. Here only H plus ions are present. Here only neutralization is getting completed. Okay, so that only midpoint of sigmoid curve is taken as end point at the x-axis for calculating titer value. Okay, from graph where you will calculate end point? From the midpoint of the curve, that is from equivalence point. When the reaction attains equilibrium, it is getting completely neutralized. After equilibrium, only OH minus ions present. So that only the curve becomes flat here. It is due to high concentration of OH minus ions. Likewise, for a strong base, titration of strong base with strong acid, in the beginning OH minus ions will be existing in the titrate solution, so that in the beginning pH is high, and after getting neutralization it is getting reduced, and then only H plus ion exists in the after completion of neutralization reaction. And here, from here the midpoint of two ions will be taken as neutralization point or equivalence point or end point of the titration. This is about strong acid and strong base, where titration involving a weak acid with a strong base. There are 4 parts of titration curve you can find. The starting, if you take weak acid as a titrate and strong base as the titrant. If titrate is weak acid, then it will be start ionizing very slowly, so the curve will become more flat for long time, and then only it is getting neutralized. Then it attains equivalence point and then goes to the highest concentration of base, that is excess base. Okay, so weak acid will go for salt formation. That means with strong base, weak acid, when it is started reacting with strong base, it will form the buffer region, that is acid and salt. It will form conjugated base of it. After then it will be getting neutralized to reach the end point, and then only excess base will be existing. But the reaction will be very slow. That's why the curve is flat for long time, since the dissociation constant of weak acid is very weak. Ionization will be very weak when comparing to strong acid. You see, for strong acid the curve is very short, since the reaction is equal with strong base, and it is fast with strong base. Speed of reaction will be high. Where for weak acid, speed of reaction is low, so it is reacting very slowly to reach the end point. Okay. Then the same case for weak base and strong acid. You can compare here in these two curves. For strong acid and strong base, it will be very short, where weak acid, it starts very slowly the reaction to reach the end point. Likewise, weak base also reacts very slowly than strong base. Strong base curve is very short to get the end point. Here weak base will be reacting very slowly to reach the end point. After then it is representing the sharp curve represents the strong acid. Here sharp curve represents the strong base. And this ununiform curve you can find for weak acid or weak base. Okay. This is about the difference between the titration curves, neutralization curves for strong acid and strong base titration, strong base and strong acid titration. Then for weak acid and strong base, how the reaction will be? There are 4 parts. Pure acid, only weak acid is present in the solution. Then it forms buffer with the by formation of conjugated base of weak acid, and then it attains equilibrium point, that is equivalence point. Then existence of base, only strong base. And here the comparison of weak acid and strong base, and strong acid and strong base. Here strong base and strong acid, weak base and strong acid. Okay. Examples you can find here itself in the tabular column. What are weak acids, what are strong acids, what are strong base and weak base. Now we'll go through once theories of acid base indicators. This was also discussed in theory class, here offline class itself. So here, for the purpose of giving notes, I have included this topic also for acid-base titration. Under acid-base titration, what are the theories of acid-base indicators? We have discussed regarding Ostwald's theory and Quinoid theory, all the concepts regarding this, right? So just I have given a few points regarding this for exam purpose. Ostwald's theory and Quinoid theory. What are the two theories of acid-base indicators? What are the two theories?
Ostwald's theory and
Ostwald's theory and Quinoid theory. What Ostwald's theory says?
Unionized form to ionized form.
It says about unionized to ionized form. Yeah? And that means indicator will exist in two forms. One is unionized form, another one is ionized form. That is form by Ostwald's. Where Quinoid theory says about existence of indicator in
benzenoid form and
benzenoid form to quinoid form.
Benzenoid and quinoid form. What are these two forms? Tautomers.
Tautomeric.
These two forms, tautomers. That I have focused here when Ostwald's theory was proposed. That is in 1891 by Ostwald. Then it is based on Arrhenius theory, that is donating H plus ion and OH minus ions in the solution. And then according to this theory, acid-base indicators are nothing but weak acid or weak base. This is also we have discussed many times. Acid-base indicators are nothing but weak acids or weak base. What is the example for weak acid indicator?
Acetic acid.
Acetic acid.
Indicator. Weak acid indicator. We are discussing about
Phenolphthalein.
What is weakly acidic indicator? Phenolphthalein. Weakly basic indicator?
Methyl orange.
Orange. Methyl orange. What are the ionized and unionized form? You can observe the reaction where phenolphthalein HPH represents phenolphthalein and MeOH represents methyl orange. HPH is unionized form, color is colorless. Where it is getting ionized, at what pH it will be ionized? Phenolphthalein?
8.3
to 10.5.
Yeah, 8.3 to 10.5 pH. That is at basic pH it will be ionized. Since it is weak acid, it will be stable in acidic condition. So in acid form, it will not go for ionization. But in
வெளியே வெயிட் பண்றாங்க அக்செப்ட் பண்ணலையா மேம்?
என்னால அக்செப்ட் பண்ண முடியாது. பிரசன்ட் பண்ண ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிட்டா அக்செப்ட் பண்ண முடியாது. ஓகேங்களா? அதனால முன்னமே ஜாயின் ஆயிடுங்க. 99 தான் இருக்கீங்க. பார்த்தேன் முன்னமே. If I am seeing PPT, I cannot see your Google Meet screen. Okay. So kindly join before the class starts. So whoever present earlier will be considered for attendance then. Those who come late will not be entering into the class and you will be considered as absent only. Who else have to join? Only 100 are there. Means including me only 100. One of you have to join.
Sri Kumar ma'am. Sri Kumar.
Sri Kumar absent. Whether he is absent?
Yes ma'am.
No ma'am. அட்மிட் கொடுத்தா அக்செப்ட் பண்ண சொல்லி மெசேஜ் பண்ணீங்க.
இல்ல நான் இப்ப அந்த லிங்க்ல தான் இருக்கேன். நீங்க கொடுங்க அக்செப்ட் ஆயிக்கும். வந்துட்டாங்க.
ஓகே.
சக்தி பிரியதர்ஷினி has left the meeting. நான் இப்ப ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றேன். பிரசன்ட் பண்ண நீங்க மேபி ஜாயின் ஆக முடியாதுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். பாத்துக்கோங்க. Now you can see the slides, right? So weakly acidic indicator is phenolphthalein and it will be ionized in basic condition. Since it is acid, it is stable in acid where it is ionized in base. So that only at 8.3 more than 8 pH it is getting ionized. What is 8 to 10 pH is basic pH. So in basic pH what is the ionized form color of phenolphthalein? Pink color. So if you add phenolphthalein with sodium hydroxide means a base, then it shows pink color in it. Okay. Then what about methyl orange? It is base. OH represents base. Okay, methyl orange is weakly base. Unionized form of methyl orange shows yellow color, and it will be ionized in which condition? Acidic or basic condition?
Acidic condition.
Acidic condition. What is the pH range of methyl orange?
3.5.
4.5. 3.2 to 4.5 is pH range for methyl orange. So in that pH it gets ionized, and that color also pink color. Methyl orange, ionized form color of methyl orange is pink color in acidic media. Okay, this is about Ostwald's theory. It explains about unionized and ionized forms of indicators. Okay, what are the nature of indicator? Strong acid or weak acid? Strong nature or weak nature of acid and base? Indicators.
Weak.
Weak acid.
Weak acid or weak base.
Yeah. So
Weak acid or weak base.
Okay. Next we will see about quininoid theory. According to this theory, indicator exists in two tautomeric forms. One is benzenoid and quininoid forms. One form will be existed in acidic solution, another one will be existed in basic solution. Here this diagram represents for phenolphthalein. This is the structure of phenolphthalein, phenolphthalein. Okay, complex of phenol groups and phthalic acid group. And this is the benzenoid form. Here you can find the benzene group as such. When in acidic medium it exists in benzenoid group where it is colorless. Okay, and it is forming quininoid form. Here you can observe the quininoid ring, the third chemical structure in this chemical reaction. This is quininoid form. When it is going for ionization, phenolphthalein is getting ionized. Where it is getting ionized? In basic condition, OH minus ions. With the OH minus ions, it will be going for ionization in basic condition, so that it is converted from benzenoid group to quininoid group. This group represents quininoid group, and this shows the color change of phenolphthalein, so that it is converted from colorless to pink. So if we see this ionized and unionized form also, concept is correlating with the color change. If we see benzenoid and quininoid form also, color change is correlating with the indicator, means the reaction and concept is correlated with the color change of indicators in acidic and basic solutions. So this is about Ostwald's and quininoid theories of acid-base indicators, and some examples of acid-base indicators and its pH range is given here. Okay. So color changes for some common pH indicators as a function of pH. This is color change. Here the color change also is represented for easy understanding, and along with the pH change. Here you can find the pH range. If crystal violet means 0 to below 2, 1.8 around, it will be changing color from yellow to green, then to blue. So this will be the color change for crystal violet. Then cresol red, it gives color change at two pH ranges, one at basic pH and one at acidic pH. Likewise, alizarin also gives color change at two pH range that you can find. Okay, where phenolphthalein, well-known indicator, that is changing from 8 to 10, the pink color, colorless to pink, that you can observe here with the different indicators used for acid-base titration. Okay, these are all the indicators used for acid-base titration with the aqueous form of acid-base titration. Then indicators, their color change exactly I have given in words here. You may not understand with the picture exactly what color change is. Okay, at what pH, what is the color change, you may not understand. So that I have given another form of tabular column representing different acid-base indicators and color in acidic form and color in basic solution. Color of a particular indicator in acidic solution and basic solution. For example, phenolphthalein is colorless in acidic solution and pink color in basic solution. Here actually red they have given. I will change it to pink. From the notes I have copied, I found a red color. I will change now into pink color. Okay. The color change and its pH change also is mentioned, along with pKa value also given here. pKa is acid dissociation constant of this particular indicator. You can read this for exam purpose and to get idea about different acid base indicators. Okay, phenol red, cresol red, thymol blue, bromothymol blue, bromocresol green, this all Congo red, methyl orange, alizarin yellow, the litmus. So these are different types of aqueous acid base indicators. This may not be used for non-aqueous titrations. Okay, non-aqueous titrations are unique titration methods used for weak acid and weak base analytes. So what are these examples of indicators represents? This will be applicable for which type of titration, aqueous or non-aqueous?
Aqueous.
Aqueous acid base titration.
Aqueous.
Okay.
Aqueous acid base titration.
Okay, okay, good. Now let's move on to the next slide, representing about pharmaceutical applications of acid-base titration. So as per your syllabus, we have discussed all the concepts under acid-base titration. Regarding indicators we have discussed, and regarding classification of acid-base titration we have discussed, and regarding neutralization curves also we have discussed, how the curve appears also we have discussed. Now let's move on to the applications, pharmaceutical applications of acid-base titration. Here I have given a tabular column representing different titrates or analyte. Here we can mention as analyte also, so you will not be getting confused. Titrate or analyte. So some examples of drugs and chemicals I have focused here. Hydroxyzine, dihydrochloride, lisinopril, aspirin, ammonium chloride, boric acid, sodium carbonate, zinc oxide, sodium phosphate. These are all some drug substances. They are analyzed by acid-base titration, assayed or analyzed or quantified by using aqueous acid-base titration, where titrant used for the particular drug substances 0.01 molar sodium hydroxide, and for lisinopril 0.005 normal sodium hydroxide, and aspirin 0.1 molar hydrochloric acid. Here I have mentioned back titration and indirect titration. Likewise, for different category of drug substance, back titration means along with the substance, drug substance. Here, if we use strong acid, then strong base of known amount in excess will be added to the drug substance, and the excess amount will be titrated back with the acid. Okay. So this type of titration is called back titration. Along with the titrate, this is unknown concentration. Titrate is what? Unknown concentration. Along with that, excess amount of known concentration of acid or base will be added. If it is acid, base will be added. If it is base, acid will be added in excess, and that will be titrated against a particular acid or base. So acid-base reaction only occurs. For the case of improving or speed up the chemical reaction between acid and base, this form of back titration will be preferred. Okay. And for ammonium chloride, 0.1 molar sodium hydroxide, indirect titration means during the reaction between titrate and titrant, acid or base will be released in the solution. It will be released in the during reaction, neutralization reaction, acid will be released, and that will be titrated with the strong base. So that it is called indirect titration. We will not be directly taking hydrochloric acid. We are taking chloride in the form of ammonium chloride, and during titration this ammonium chloride will be converted or releasing hydrochloric acid, and that hydrochloric acid will be reacted with sodium hydroxide. So it is called indirect titration. Likewise, boric acid also titrated similar to ammonium chloride in the form of indirect titration, where sodium carbonate, zinc oxide, sodium phosphate, if it is base, will be titrating with acid. If it is acid, will be titrating with base, where through back titration or indirect titration. And here common indicator is phenolphthalein. We can see most of the titration is carried out with the phenolphthalein. Only some cases we are using methyl orange based on the pH changes, and when you choose a different titrant, then we can select methyl orange and methyl red and bromocresol green for sodium phosphate, where methyl red as indicator for zinc oxide titration. And all the methods will be analyzed or might be analyzed by potentiometric method, potential analysis. Okay, in the form of electromotive force or millivolts, voltage will be analyzed. Okay, so that type of method is called electrometric method. After analyzing endpoint by this method only, we'll be finding neutralization curves. Okay, by indicator only color change will be observing according to Oswaldson-Quinenoid theory. Got it? These are some examples. You can include many examples collecting from Indian pharmacopoeia. Hope you know what is Indian pharmacopoeia. You have referred also already. So from Indian pharmacopoeia, many drugs have been analyzed by assayed by aqueous acid-base titration. You can quote some more examples also along with this. This is for example only I have quoted. You can include even 5 more examples along with it. Okay. So with this, I am concluding acid-base titration. In the next class, we will be seeing about non-aqueous titration. Under acid-base titration, we will be moving on to non-aqueous titration from next class. Okay. If any doubt, you can clarify. Thank you all for patient listening. Now explanation was clear, right? I hope you have understood all the concepts. My voice was clear, no? If any points, if you have not understood, you can arise here. We'll be having discussion. Okay, thank you.
Hello,
Okay. So all present today, right? Sri Kumar vandittingaliya?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'll note attendance for all. And 3 of you have not joined in classroom. Kindly join. Otherwise, I may not consider attendance. Okay. In Google Classroom only you can access notes, videos, books, everything. So kindly join in the classroom with the class code set yesterday. TV3LUNN. And you can find in the timetable also class code. Kindly join. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Be safe.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.